three Russian killers, Sergei Solnitskov, Mishka, and Konstantin Fedorov all had an amazingly productive 2012. Also, the clutch ability of San Monville, who won Heat their first event in Phoenix last year, the best Snake player 2012 Chad George, and the best coach in paintball Jason Trojan make Heat difficult to defeat under any circumstance. Even though most of the top teams have made power moves to strengthen their rosters, Houston Heat is still the team to beat in 2013. Taking third at the 2012 World Cup, San Antonio X Factor lived up to their hype, re-energizing their squad and getting better as the year went on. They're looking more and more like a top team again. Paul Richards, a championship caliber coach, formerly of Tampa Bay Damage, has been brought in. X Factor's core of veterans is playing better than they ever have, with Grayson Goff leading the team on the stat board, Todd Morrow winning close points, and Colt Roberts dominating the D side. Recent pickup Billy Bernaccia played his heart out at the World Cup and really helped the team after a year-long struggle to find his form. Bernaccia is back for 2013, and he needs to play well in the Snake because they lost longtime X Factor vet Michael Kovar to Moscow Red Legion. Bernaccia is backed up by Archie Montemayor, one of the best players in the game. They also picked up Scott Kemp, a longtime Ironman who's hungry to help the team win. If all goes well this year, X Factor could be in the hunt for their first title.
Here we go, last game of the day. Things are starting to get decided, but we still have a whole day of prelim action coming at you tomorrow. We have Houston Heat and San Antonio X Factor for the final game of the day. These two teams met each other twice during the 2012 season, and Heat won both those matches in overtime. And it looks like we have Lauren Kelly on the sidelines with some information for us. Lauren, what's going on down there?
Hey guys, we're down here with Chad Yaya Boucher from Heat. They're about to play X Factor. How are you guys feeling going into this match?
You got to feel confident. We're 3-0 right now, but at the same time, you have to just take it. It's another pro team. You got to take them one point at a time. So, we can't underestimate them. So they're a good team, and they've lost a couple games, but we just got to take that. And we got to make sure they lose the next game too.
Let's talk about the last match. What happened when you dove to the ground and the refs kind of toppled on top of you? I got worried.
Yeah, no comment really. It's just sloppiness on my part. So, I just tripped and fell, and it just happens sometime. So.
All right, so if you guys do go 4-0, what are you going to have to focus on Sunday?
There's a lot of good teams right now. Tampa Bay Damage is playing good. Impact, honestly, is a team that I honestly think out of any team right now is a team that's going to be contested. It's going to make it to Sunday and going to be in the Final Four. So, who knows? But, those are like between Damage and even Dynasty. So, we'll see how it works out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We'll see how this match goes. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lauren. All right, so here we go. Houston Heat are reigning, defending, undisputed world champions in the red Raza jerseys, about to throw down against San Antonio X Factor in the battle of the Texas teams.
And look at the starting five: Chad George, Ronnie Dizon, Sergei Shlishnikov, Mikhail, and Konstantin Fedorov. And that five are going up against San Antonio X Factor, Archie Montemayor, Zach Wake, Colt Roberts, Scott Kemp, and Demetrius Ninos. So I'm looking forward to seeing this game. I really want to see X Factor do well.
Well, Zach Wake getting the start and Dimitri getting the start over there. So it's going to be Scott Kemp and Colt Roberts on the D side for San Antonio X Factor. Zach Wake, Archie Montemayor. They're probably going to triple up. I wouldn't be surprised if with that lineup, let's say they're going to, and they're going to triple up the Snake side. Anytime you see those three guys out there for X Factor, in Dimitri, Zach Wake, and Archie, they're probably going to triple up this Snake side, but they lose Ninos off the break.
And right there, that just shows that X Factor's shooting pretty good lanes, but on this, and diving into Snake from the corner, number 23, Zach Wake, getting shot, diving in though.
I know, referee in there checking him out.
I see 2 or 3 people calling him out, so
he's out.
I'm pretty sure that
he didn't think it was hit.
No, of course not.
So Colt Roberts is in that stand-up can. on the Dorito side of the field, fighting out of both sides right now. Los Niños and Wake over here. He does have some help, though, right next to him on the inside. That's Scott Kemp, you can see, just outside of Colt Roberts. And then Archie Montemayor here in the second temple on the Snake side.
On your screen right now, Ronnie Dizon getting into Snake 2 right there for Houston Heat. The battle of two Texas teams.
Sergey in the can in Colt's mirror. He's keeping Scott Kemp from coming down out of that Dorito too. Chad George down here.
I just looked over. I think Colt caught one. Oh, no. I thought I saw it. Must have come off the bunker then. Looked for a second like Colt Roberts caught one, but still 3 players left alive. Archie, Colt, Scott Kemp alive.
And then you got Fedorov over there in the Dorito 2 for Houston Heat. Sergey watching over him. You know, those two have been such a good duo. You know, we talk about duos and, you know, Sergey and Fedorov, the way that those guys play together. And it's not just Fedorov always in the front. Sergey, as big as he is, you know, taller player, you know, about 6'1", 6'2", I believe. I mean, he is still really fast, and he can play any of those front spots. He's another big guy that can get really little pretty quick.
Yeah, you say that, you're right. He is a tall dude, and he does get small, just like Tyler Harmon you're talking about. He went from 6 foot to 3 foot.
Ooh, Chad George had one whiz right by him. He may have gotten shot. He's asking for a check. He's playing behind Dizon. Archie Montemayor grabs one in the goggles. He's going to take that back with him to the pit. Ronnie Dizon all the way at the end of X Factor Snake now. Going to open up the door for Chad George to come through the middle of the field.
Colt Roberts taking the walk as well.
And that's going to do it. So Houston Heat slowly but surely picking off X Factor. And they're going to go up 1-0, 17-28 on the clock. Rather long point.
You know, Scott Kemp, if I'm Scott Kemp and I watched the Heat excessive game, I'm going to try and force my way down that Dorito side because Riley Sullivan got in there as much as he wanted
and
whenever
like you
he wanted.
said, they should have just let Riley Sullivan start the game in the 50-yard line Dorito.
That was hilarious.
Because that man was in the 50-yard line Dorito
easily
almost every single time that he took the field, which isn't an accomplishment in and of itself. And yeah, you're right. Like, there's no reason that Scott Kemp can't do that too. So it looked like we're going to be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Next season on the roster.
We're looking for a guy that's like on our heels every weekend.
My name is Wesley Ward. I'm 23. I'm from Macon, Georgia.
Scott Kemp, age 26, born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
The attitude thing, man, it's one of those things. Some people like it, some don't.
Let's take a look in the San Antonio X Factor pits. There's Todd Morrow, longtime veteran on the team. Scotty Kemp coming over from LA Infamous. He played with them at World Cup and played with the Ironman, and didn't get the opportunities and the reps he felt he deserved on the Ironman last season, and so found his new home here in San Antonio X Factor. And so far we've seen mixed results out of Scotty Kemp on the Dorito side.
Yeah, it started off pretty well, and then when they beat Excessive, he was getting up there pretty well. And then they played CEP and then got destroyed. Nobody really played all that well on X Factor. And then they had their close, well, not so close game today against Dynasty, as Dynasty put it on pretty good. So, past couple games been kind of tough. As Sergey gets shot on the break, going out to that can, along with Ronnie Dizon, who's getting a ton of spins out here.
Yeah, well, and rightfully so. I was talking to owner Randy Smith at our lunch break for Houston Heat, and he was saying, I was telling him, like, man, your team's going to be real tough this year to play against if you have every single guy. Dizon is as good as he is. He wasn't their starting 5 last year, and then he's really stepping it up. And look at this, Konstantin Fedorov running down X Factor's last player. And X Factor lost a ton of guys real fast as Demetrius Ninos was shot by Chad George. Archie Montemayor got taken out, and then Fedorov took out Wake and Roberts. So Fedorov out there earning his money.
Fedorov, man, the way that he runs and shoots, he's just silky smooth. His upper body is so still. When you're practicing running and shooting and trying to learn how to do it, the focus that you need to have is to keep your lower body going as fast as you can, your upper body as still as possible. And so 2-1 now, 16:56 left to go in this game, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Ever wonder how your order gets from ansgear.com to you? Using our fast and efficient processing method, your purchase is pulled, verified, and shipped to your door quickly and accurately. Every order is checked for accuracy 3 times before it leaves the warehouse. With your choice of free shipping on orders over $100 to next day, Saturday, or international shipping options, you get the products you need sooner and at an affordable price to get you back in the game. Shop now at ansgear.com.
Here we go. 2-0, Heat up on San Antonio X Factor, and this is the do or die point for San Antonio X Factor right now. They're 1-2. They got to win this game. They're playing Houston Heat, and they can't let this go any further. They can't let Heat put another point on the board. They need to turn it around right this second, right now, with the squad that they have out there.
You know, well, being 1-2, man, you could. It's very possible that you can get relegated and go down to Challengers League.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, would this have been a different X Factor team if they had beat CEP? If they had beat Excessive, beat CEP, and then came out today and had their games against Dynasty and Heat.
Split screen breakout. Houston Heat on your left side. X Factor on your right. Houston Heat. Nick Slowiak taking the walk. Cyclops on this far side of the field. Also, number 19, I think that's Sam Monville taking the walk as well. So 5 players on 3 right now in favor of X Factor.
Yeah, Sam Monville tried to get out to that snake side corner, got chewed up. Grayson Goff, I believe. Nope, that's Todd Morrow getting in the game. Todd Morrow comes out to the snake corner.
And Chad George was trying to fill out where Sam Monville was, getting clipped out, going out there. So 2 players alive, left only on Houston Heat. Zach Wake is in the snake right now. There's Archie Montemayor on your screen. Gonna look to try and get up the field a little bit.
Ooh, attacking that 50
Sergey
into the Dorito. Scott Kemp gets shot, but Sergey, second to last. I think we got one more Heat player in that Dorito too. That was Woodley. And Woodley gets shot out, I believe, by Archie. Todd Morrow gonna go grab that flag and run it in. So, you know, able to avoid that 3-point deficit. You know, it's almost the nail in the coffin sometimes, you know, if you get that 3-point deficit.
Oh, 1,000,000% nail in the coffin. If you look at the stats, it's completely ridiculous. And look at the wind is starting to gust here, and Houston Heat brings the Texas flag. And my favorite part is well, you know, I love Texas. Spend a lot of time here and good people down here. My favorite part is the bottom part of that flag is just a giant cannon, and it says, "Come and take it."
Love it.
But that's Houston Heat's, that should be their motto this year. You know, I mean, Houston Heat, they're the champions, and if you want the champions, you got to take it from them. And right now, San Antonio X Factor getting back on the board here, trying to come and take it away from Houston Heat. And we're going to be right back. See you in a second.
What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball? The Spire is smaller, lighter, holds more paint, easier to use, easier to take apart, easier to change back and forth from a lid to a speed feed, and most importantly, never jams. Find out more at virtuespire.com.
Hey, it's Nick Slowiak with Houston Heat. What makes the Virtue Spire the best loader in paintball? The Spire is smaller, lighter, holds more paint, easier to use, easier to take apart, easier to change back and forth from a lid to a speed feed, and most importantly, the thing never jams. Find out more at virtuespire.com.
All right, look at this as the sun is starting to set here. Last game of the day, score 2-1. Houston Heat up on San Antonio X Factor. And that's our stats tower as we have the field circled by stands, and we're categorizing all the moves, shots, and kills, who plays when, and how many wins do they have. Go to paintballaccess.com, check out the stats from last year. See who our, check it out. Our Top Gun award winner was Alexander Burnikoff, best player in the world last year. Stole it from Marcelo Margot at the World Cup, as Marcelo didn't have a good event, and I still feel that was a coaching error from Moscow not to play him out of position, but
yeah, it's tough.
But I'll give it to Alexander Burnikoff. If anyone deserves it, he does. Alexander Burnikoff has been playing such phenomenal paintball at a high level for 10 years now.
Yeah, really long time.
And right there, here's a breakout again, 5-on-5 game right now. I don't see anybody that took a lick. And the snake also, right now, X Factor, getting in there, getting busy, shooting 2 out right there. That was amazing. Actually, that was a penalty, minor penalty on Houston Heat, you see him kind of threw the flag up in the air over there, so.
Yeah, Mishka got a penalty going to that stand-up can on the break, got Sergey pulled. And that's going to allow, I think that's Ninos. Oh, no, Jesse Stevens in the game for San Antonio X Factor in the 50 snake. Here comes Sam Monville along the inside, and he's going to bunker out Stevens.
You know, good move right there by Sam Monville. On the other side of the field, though, just going to work.
Konstantin Fedorov ends up in X Factor's backfield, but doesn't get that last kill. One body left alive.
Ronnie.
It's Dizon. You got Mishka coming out of the box in 20 seconds. It's 2-on-1 right now. Grayson Goff in Snake 2, and I think that's Colt Roberts far over there on the Dorito side. But Mishka is going to come out of the box. If he can get out of there alive. Oh, Dizon gets shot. So it's going to be just Mishka. If Dizon could have just held on for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, just a little bit longer, but here comes Zach Wake.
And he gets clipped in the pack.
And Dixon Yang. So Dixon Yang and Zach Wake are going to tie it up for San Antonio X Factor here. Again, they are 1-2. They absolutely have to win this game if they want to have a chance to advance in this tournament. And also, we're going to be deciding who the champions teams are and who the challengers teams are, at least for the second event. Again, with that new format, we have 2 pro brackets, and at every single event, the bottom 2 champions teams will be dropping down, and the top 2 challengers teams will be going up. So super important to check out this replay. Look at Sam Monville's burst speed. Let's look at it from the other angle. And Jesse Stevens saw that he was coming or heard from his sidelines, and he was able to get his gun around, but just not enough time. He definitely. And then Sam Monville got put into the ground. Look at this, Sam Monville here. Looked like he was getting chopped to pieces from the opposite side of the field as he was getting shot. Yeah, getting shot into the ground.
Yeah, you know, and I like I'm telling you, Sam Monville really needs a good game. I mean, he's having kind of a rough day, and he even told me. But look at this right now, 2013 PSP season. You can sign up now for these events.
Oh, absolutely, man. Get in the fight. Event 2, can't wait to go to this field. OXCC Paintball Park, Chesapeake City, or Cartersfield. PSP Mid-Atlantic Open, May 3rd through the 5th. Cinco de Mayo weekend now. Then we have Event 3. Love CPX Sports Park. Big supporter of paintball. PSP Chicago Open, June 20th and 23rd. One of the hardest events to win in the world. And then we also have Event 4. Details are coming soon. We'll have, as soon as we know, we will let you guys know where that's going to be at. And then, of course, the biggest paintball event on the planet, PSP World Cup, October 17th through the 20th at Fancy a Flight in Polk City, Florida. So sign up now, pspevents.com. Also, there's those are the, obviously PSP throws the best events in the world. We also have a ton of affiliates. Go to PSP Events and check out all the affiliates leagues. And, you can, at any level of competition, man, if you just got started playing paintball, just got your gun, got a couple friends, you guys want to get in the fight, do it. Promise you, your life will be better for it.
Yeah, and Houston Heat on the field right now. You can see Fedorov, Monville, Chad George back in the game, John Woodley, and Sergey down there. We got a timeout on the field, I believe. X Factor was able to come back 2-0 deficit, tie it up 2-2. And, with this timeout, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Won everything there is to win. And finally, a cleat that can keep up. So now, it's time to shred.
For 14 minutes and 1 second remains here in the gameplay today. 2-2. We have ourselves a great game going down right now. Houston Heat and San Antonio X Factor, 2 Texas teams. Houston Heat, of course, the superstar all-star team put together by owner Randy Smith in the offseason between 2011-2012, and they dominated last season, no joke about it. I mean, wow, you really can't say enough about them because no one's really ever done that before. And they're playing San Antonio X Factor, the best team ever to come out of Texas. Homegrown talent here trying to reinvigorate their entire roster and really bringing a whole different level of practice tenacity to their squad, and are tied up against the best team in the world right now.
And Fedorov's going to get shot on the break, dipping out to that corner Dorito. Give X Factor the early advantage. X Factor, all 5 players alive: Goff, Kemp, Roberts, Nidios, and Montemayor. Houston Heat going with the lineup, as you see Archie Montemayor on your screen right there, getting into Snake 2. The first one in there. Got Dimitri behind him in the corner. For Houston Heat, you got Sam Monville right there on your screen on the bottom left with Sergey on the top right. But Chad George right there working with Sam Monville. But he gets shot in the loader, so he's going to walk off. Sam Monville dips out to the corner to try and get some better field position. Grayson Goff almost picked him up from that mini race bunker in the middle of the field next to the snake side. He's protecting Archie Montemayor, who's working that whole snake right now. 2 bodies down, 5 on 3 in favor of San Antonio X Factor. So X Factor coming back strong, not giving up. Houston Heat playing for the bye right now. If they can go 4-0, they will guarantee themselves a pass to the semifinals on Sunday and have all day tomorrow to relax, recoup, hydrate, and get ready. So, I mean, Houston Heat don't want to give a game away right here.
Archie Montemayor making a mental mistake, cutting inside down the highway and getting shot by Sam Monville.
And X Factor, you know, they want to win this just so they can make sure, give themselves the best chance, stay in the Champions League, have more opportunities to fight this battle.
Yeah, and X Factor playing great. Colt Roberts, Scotty Kemp, Dimitri continuing to step it up for X Factor. Man, Dimitri, he looks like he's been playing pro for years.
That's what I'm saying. He's not bad. I was looking down these lists when we were talking about it earlier about the other rookies, you know, and, you know, I don't think this is a very big rookie class, but, I mean, it's definitely pretty solid. You know, some of those guys from CEP are rookies, you know, and, you know, we'll take another look at that when we get back with these messages.
And we are back here. The score is now San Antonio X Factor 3. They have the advantage. 12 minutes and 5 seconds remaining. It's anyone's game at this point. Konstantin Fedorov, he's been stepping up for Houston Heat and putting some work and getting some kills. Same with Ronnie Dizon. He continues to elevate his game. Archie Montemayor, 5 confirmed kills. Colt Roberts, of course, he's doing his work out there. Colt Roberts is always contributing. Colt Roberts is so consistent, man. Seriously, such a consistent player. I'm trying to remember when was the last time I saw him just make like a completely stupid rookie mental mistake, and I can't even think of it. You know, he's always in the points. He's always contributing. I mean, he gets shot like everybody else, but just such a consistent player.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, he was doing really well playing up the middle for X Factor in their other couple games. Archie Montemayor tries to stay in the back center and shoot somebody in the wide open, and he gets torched standing back there. May have shot someone. Nope. Gets a check on Monville, but he's still alive. Actually, no, they sent Fedorov. They sent Fedorov out here to be the first guy on the snake.
And that's how he made his name, actually, if you remember right. I mean, he's primarily a snake player when he first started.
Yeah, he was, and he was one of the first players I ever saw gracefully and athletically, quickly run and shoot to a 50 snake off the break and kill 2 guys.
Oh, no, and I think that's Colt Roberts. Just picked himself up a minor penalty.
Yeah, and Jesse Stevens is doing gun surgery right now.
He's going to be doing goggle surgery after Fedorov just laced him up.
Oh, man. A little bit of LASIK. Oh, man.
Only the finest Russian doctors.
So Colt Roberts drawing a minor penalty. And Houston Heat tying it up. Fedorov continuing to just roll on those confirm kills. And he has 8 so far in this matchup and doing a lot of the work out there for Houston Heat. And Archie Montemayor clocking in too. And it's unfortunate Scotty Kemp was the one that got pulled on that penalty. So, man, 3-3. Who do you guys think is going to win this one here? Still have 11 minutes and 14 seconds left to go. So I think we'll probably see a 7-pointer game.
I think X Factor. You know, let's take a look at this replay real quick, Todd. Gun surgery.
Yeah, so it's just poor Jesse Stevens is stuck in there. Konstantin Fedorov jumps over, snake 2, rolls to snake 3, runs out wide, and just obliterates Jesse Stevens, who was stuck in his bunker and got to be really frustrated. You can see. And then Fedorov waving the rest of his team off. So let's talk about some of these matchups that we have tomorrow. All right, first up we got Chicago Aftershock taking on Impact. And that's first game in the morning. Those 2 teams have met. It's the first time they've met. The first time they met was in 2008, and when Impact first started coming in the league, Impact won 6-5 against Shock, one of the most legendary teams ever to play the game. They've met 6 times overall, and all 6 wins have gone to Impact by an average of about 2.5 points. And then right after that, Moscow Red Legion is going to take on Vicious. Those 2 teams met 8 times from 2012 to 2013, and Legion won every single of those 8 prelim matches by an average of 4 points. And so we got 2 awesome games coming at you in the morning. Obviously the favorites there, Legion and Impact, though I think Vicious is ready to come out and it really start their 2013.
Yeah, Fedorov got bounced, but he came to the snake again, and he gets clipped trying to come across into the snake. X Factor players started charging down that Dorito side when they saw the first body walk off, but Dizon charged right back at him and shot Colt Roberts, I believe, coming up that middle. They still got Dixon Yang over there. Archie Montemayor here on the snake side.
And Sam Monville again.
Great shot from the D side cam right over Ronnie Dizon's shoulders as he's dodging balls. Oh, and here comes the move on that side of the field. Dizon gets roped up though. So here comes San Antonio X Factor.
Archie Montemayor going to work right up the center. I'm telling you, man, I like up the center. I've been saying that since I got here, and I'm glad I can finally see somebody going to work up there.
Yeah, Archie did. Archie did a good job going up there.
Fantastic. So I mean, but great teams. 4-3. It's still a close game.
Let's check out this replay. There's Archie Montemayor coming from that center and just murders Ronnie Dizon, and then comes through, takes out the back center as well. So nice job by Archie Montemayor getting himself a 3-pack there in that point.
Yeah, we constantly talk about how consistent people are, and he's one of those players that's really consistent.
Archie, I think he's going to be helped out a lot by having Wake and Dimitri over here on the snake side. If they're able to contribute this year, and Dimitri looks good, Wake's looking pretty good too. And Archie was struggling with an inconsistent front line on the snake side, and his play struggled because of that, because he was having to contend all the time with having to either get in the snake and do that sort of thing. And we're going to head to a commercial. We'll be right back. So here we go, X Factor with the 1-point advantage. Still a ton of time left, but with the way these quick points are going, I do not think that we are going to get to the end of regulation. As far as time is concerned, I think that one of these teams is going to score 7 points, and right now, Heat down of 1 point. And let's see who they send out. They send Chad George out there. Looks like Sam Monville, as well as Sergey and Konstantin Fedorov, and I think John Woodley going towards the Dorito side of the field.
Fedorov coming down here to the snake corner. Gets in alive.
Zach Wake making the snake on the break for X Factor. As you see on your screen right there, shooting across the field.
And Zach Wake in there looking across, trying to get some kills. Here comes Chad George right in there with him. All bodies still alive. You got Scott Kemp, Colt Roberts, Demetrius Ninos, Zach Wake, Archie Montemayor, as Ninos bumps out into the snake side corner. Colt Roberts attacking that 50 Dorito, gets in there.
Dude, he's God, such a good, good mover.
Yeah, his timing's great. Colt Roberts has been, doing this forever, and at this point, doesn't make a lot of mistakes on his timing. Always very close to the pulse of the action, Colt Roberts.
And that's Woodley on your screen right there, pushing up down the Dorito side. He's in Dorito 3, right next door to Colt Roberts. Scott Kemp gonna watch right over Colt Roberts, make sure that John Woodley doesn't get any crazy ideas of running at him.
Oh, there goes Zach Wake, and here comes a flag.
Oh, Zach Wake gets a penalty.
Zach Wake gets a minor. Ref had to come from distance to pull him out.
Oh, and a major now getting pulled on Houston Heat.
Sam Monville.
This is going to get really interesting.
Yeah, well, that's a breath of fresh air for Zach Wake. Has kind of shot his team in the foot with X Factor having the advantage, but then a major penalty on.
Now I believe it's a one-on-one situation right now, Matty.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's still left alive for X Factor.
Yeah,
I think it's a one-on-one.
I didn't see Scott Kemp get shot. Is he still in Dorito 2?
He is in Dorito 2 right now, actually. And it's a one-on-one. Scott Kemp can just sit there for 8 minutes.
This is big for Scott Kemp right here.
Well, if he sits there for 30 seconds, he'll get a teammate back. Zach Wake will come out of the box.
Oh, I think he got one in on him.
Yes,
nice
he did.
job. Scotty Kemp wins the one-on-one.
Scotty Kemp dropping one in. But now, that's what I'm talking about. Looking into that sun is a pain in the butt. I mean,
but the thing is that the sun is coming from, he wasn't looking directly in the sun. Chad George just lost that gunfight. I'm not saying that the glare wasn't there a little bit, but, you could see that Scotty Kemp just kept rolling his gun on that inside. It picked up Chad George, who was arguably the best snake player of 2012. So awesome job by Scott Kemp. New pickup from San Antonio X Factor. It's 5-3. We're going to be right back. Again, this match is brought to you by Pro Edge Paintball. You need some Houston Heat gear, or you're in the Houston area. Best place to pick up your stuff for the best deals, Pro Edge Paintball. John runs a great shop over there, and really a big contributor to paintball in that area of the world. And, Houston Heat not looking so good right now. San Antonio X Factor is up on them, and both those penalties were for playing on from yeah, and it was, Zach Wake got that minor, and then immediately right after that, Sam Monville. I think it was Sam Monville that got that other penalty.
I'm not really actually sure. Sam's in the box, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was Sam Monville. So Sam Monville ended up getting that major, and so there's still 1 minute and 6 seconds left on that penalty. So Houston Heat down 2, going to also be down a body with 7 minutes and 52 seconds. This would be a big win for San Antonio X Factor. First of all, a grudge match, because Houston Heat's been stealing San Antonio's thunder as far as teams from Texas are concerned, but a lot more Texans obviously on the San Antonio X Factor team. But Houston Heat are defending world champions. So yeah, so you're right. Both of these teams are going to be down a body right now. Oh, and Dizon gets eaten up trying to get out on the snake side.
And here comes Zach Wake. Zach Wake now full strength for X Factor, 5-on-3. But what do you do right here, Todd? Do you push hard? You continue doing what you're doing, or? you just sit back and, kind of grind the timeout.
I mean, if you're getting G's, you got to go. And also San Antonio X Factor, they want to make a statement. They want to let everybody know. It's like, yeah, okay, well, guess what? We can beat the best team in the world.
Yeah, and I mean, X Factor's in great position right now with Grayson Goff and Colt Roberts on that drill side of the field, but Konstantin Fedorov pushing right into him anyway. He shot a player out of the corner, and there you see.
Yeah, way out there.
Yeah, that's Zach Wake.
Yeah, Zach Wake was able to get out.
You got Archie Montemayor in the snake. He's just going to get roasted when he comes
San
out.
Monville out of the penalty box. Can Monville make it out alive? Not even close. Didn't even have a chance as Zach Wake roasted him up.
Fedorov also getting shot across the field by Archie Montemayor.
Yeah, he's trying to do whatever he can. Yeah, all bodies dead now for Houston Heat.
Pay up, boys.
So 6-3 now in favor of San Antonio X Factor.
Did you call this one?
I called this. I'm like X Factor's not going to come out flat, man. They learn from their mistakes.
You did.
And
But just like you to take money from me when I didn't bet you, because
yeah, I thought that's where we were going. I thought that's what shape was. Huh? I'm sorry.
All right, so X Factor 1 point away from polishing off Houston Heat, and we will be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. Day is winding up here, 2013 PSP Dallas Open. I'm Matty Marshall up here with Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya, and a timeout is called by Houston Heat. That's an intelligent decision on behalf of Jason Trojan, the coach over there, because they're down 3. They still have 6 minutes and 29 seconds remaining. And as we go to a timeout for Houston Heat, we're going to be right back after this.